In Major League Baseball, we're diving into the Dodgers offense. Should they move Shohei Ohtani off of leadoff? Why the Dodgers won't be doing that anytime soon. And we've got our big injury update, also the 7th-inning stretch, where we answer all of your questions. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Roy, the parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series.
Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Mookie magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show and podcast on YouTube. Everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Now, if you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Discord so I can interact with you guys. Also to the Big Lead. That is my new channel, my new show that's about all sports, the hottest stories in sports in less than an hour. Be sure to do that. And also, if you haven't yet, it's a nice deal. It's never too late to get a gold Dodgers uniform, a gold Dodgers jersey to celebrate the 2024 World Series champion Dodgers. And there's a major sale going on right now on the Dodgers gold championship jerseys. These gold signature jerseys, like the one Freddie Freeman is rocking right here, is $39 off. All these gold elite authentic jerseys, like the one that Shohei Ohtani is rocking, they're at $83 off. I mean, they're selling quick. So yeah, get that link in our YouTube for sure. Definitely do just that. And you can pick up that gold program down below. We got comments down below. We got wake up bottom of the order. Ohtani, 5 home runs, 6 RBIs, insane. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the bottom of the order. But of course, every episode of Dodgers Dugout Live starts with a poll question of the show. I ask you guys over on the X, should the Dodgers keep Shohei Ohtani at leadoff? Right now, 55% of you say yes, while 45% of you say no. Well, let's get into the action, starting with the leadoff.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So the hottest story in Dodger baseball is that the Dodgers are back in the win column, snapping their 2-game losing streak. Dustin May, he was fantastic last night. He's looking like that ace that we hoped he would be for so many years. Dustin May ends up with 6 innings, gave up just 1 run on 3 hits, had 17 strikeouts. The stuff was electric. The Dodgers, they get big production from the top of their lineup. Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Freddie Freeman had a double. Mookie Betts hit a home run. And I do think that that's a good thing. That's positive. You feel good about that. It was the lowly Colorado Rockies, the Rockies that set a new franchise record with 32 straight innings without scoring a run. That Colorado Rockies team, glad that they were able to beat them. I mean, that score last night felt like a win for them. The Rockies going to have a parade just for scoring that run last night. But the Dodgers do get back in the win column. They were able to generate offense. Only concern is how that production came about. 9 of the Dodgers' 10 hits came from their top 4 hitters. Everyone else, the top 5 through 9 in the Dodgers lineup, they went a combined 1 for 13. No runs, no RBIs. Conforto and Max Muncy, they had some walks, and Kike, he had a hit to pass the baton later. But really, it was just that top of the lineup. And Shohei Ohtani, he hits a big bomb early. Mookie Betts, he hits a bomb. And you're feeling good about that. The Dodgers scoring runs early. And I think the big question, though, for this team is, are they too top-heavy? Are they too slug-reliant? Well, hey, at the very least, you're back in the win column, 12-6, still not in first place there in the National League West, extremely early. The Rockies, a 3-13 team. But the good thing I liked early in the game was Shohei Ohtani sets the table with a single. 2-2 count, gets a base hit to right, and then Mookie Betts, he follows that up with a 2-run shot. That put the Dodgers up 2-0 early.
Keep it rolling, and this ball is blasted left field and deep at the wall and gone.
Then later, bottom of the third inning, Shohei Ohtani at the plate. The Dodgers at the time still up 2-0. Shohei at the plate. Really nice at bat. 6th pitch of the at bat, a 2-2 count. He takes a 4-seam fastball in the outer half, and he crushes a solo show bomb to straightaway center.
Do after a stretch like that, though. High drive, center field, way back, way gone.
So Shohei Ohtani is solo bomb, put the Dodgers up 3-0, and Shohei would go on to have a couple more hits on the night, and he ends up going 3 for 5 with an RBI, that home run, then also almost hit it out twice. I mean, after that, could have had 3 home runs last night. If it was a warm day at Dodgers Stadium, those balls probably leave the yard. And you look at the numbers, 5 home runs for Shohei on the year, hitting 296, a 161 weighted runs created plus. So not quite the MVP superhuman all-time great numbers that we saw last season, but he's getting there. And this Dodgers offense hopefully took a step in the right direction yesterday because they weren't great. They relied on the slug. They ended up going 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 10 men on base. And after the game, Dave Roberts talked about how he felt about this performance from this Dodgers offense.
I like tonight. I thought we built innings. We created stress. Shohei just missed 2 homers. That could have certainly changed the run score tonight for us. One of those balls that Michael hit was into a double play, hit it hard. So we took our walks, a lot of traffic, really got to the starter. So I think offensively, very sound, back to kind of who we are. And I thought Dustin was fantastic.
So that's what Dave's going to say. He's going to say the positive thing and that you're going to have an offense that's going to go through their ups and downs, and tonight was a step in the right direction. But make no mistake about it, this is an offense that has scored 60% of their runs via the home run ball. They have 31 home runs on the season. That's 1 shy of the Yankees for the lead in Major League Baseball. And yes, it's me, guys. I did say if you want the dub, you got to slug. And I'm a big believer in that. But right now, this Dodgers offense, it's relying extremely heavily on slug. And yes, that has led to wins for sure. But it almost feels like you're Mariano Rivera, right? You got the one pitch. It's the cutter. That cutter is great. It's an elite pitch. But I think if you're the Dodgers, you want to diversify that offense just a little bit, get some more production from the bottom of your lineup. And after the game, I asked Dave Roberts about the fact that yesterday was the first game of the season where the Dodgers finished with double-digit hits. They were the last team in Major League Baseball to have at least 10 hits in a game. And here's what Dave had to say.
Dave, you had double-digit hits tonight in a game for the first time all season. Your last team to do that. Does that say anything about just kind of the approach of the offense, or you just kind of look at tonight as a step in the right direction?
I think step in the right direction. We've certainly hit some homers, but I still believe that we have hits in there, and that is surprising that we're the last team to get to double-digit hits. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, the most of the production coming 1 through 4. What did you kind of see out of the 5 through 9 in the lineup today?
You know what? I thought Tommy took some good at bats. Just didn't get reward. I think Tommy's still hitting the ball hard, swinging his strikes, taking balls. Michael down base twice. Obviously the double plays early, and I thought Max took some good at bats tonight.
Awesome.
The last two,
Yeah, just having the ability to go out there and generate offense. This team has struggled to do that. The bottom of the lineup, they're 28th in team OPS. They're 30th since the beginning of the month in team OPS, and they're 7, 8, 9 hitters combined. So that tells you that they're not getting on base at a healthy clip to put runners in scoring position for Shohei Ohtani. Now, what do you do to fix that? I mean, Dave has talked about more hits from guys like Kike and Max Muncy, and the fact that Freddie Freeman is back, that's going to be a major, major development in extending this lineup. Tommy Edman's not batting in your top three. He's batting down. Teoscar Hernandez, he was sick yesterday. Feels like everyone has the stomach flu at some point, and that's going to help lengthen the lineup, but you need more production from the bottom. And the longer this goes, where you're not getting guys to just put bat to ball, you're not asking for them to be Hall of Famers. You're not asking for them to be superstars, but you just want them to get on base at a healthy clip, at a respectable number, to give Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman some run-producing opportunities. You got to put ducks on the pond. And there's a guy down at the minor league level, and his name is Hassan Kim, that is getting on base, that is putting bat to ball, that is slugging. And the longer this goes, where you don't see consistent production with the bottom of that lineup, the louder it's going to get for guys like Hassan Kim, just for the simple fact that you do want to at least give other guys opportunities. So we'll see what happens from that standpoint. Now, as far as lineup changes to the top three, I'm here to tell you, you're not seeing Shohei Ohtani move off the leadoff spot. Yes, he's not going to be stealing 59 bases. And sure, the on base slightly down early on. After yesterday, it's identical to what we saw last season. 39% of the time he's going to get on base. The slug is creeping up. Shohei's totally fine as far as the offensive production. But the issue for Shohei is that there's no one on base when he's at the plate. And so far early on this season, you just have not seen him with those opportunities. He's had just 7 opportunities at the plate with runners on base and just 3 at-bats all season long with runners in scoring position. So the natural inclination there is to say, hey, maybe if we put Mookie ahead of him, Mookie's on base, then Shohei is at the plate. A solo shot becomes a 2-run shot. A double could become a run, right? But the thing you sacrifice when you do that is you take anywhere from 50 to 60 plate appearances away from your best player. And that's why in the last decade, you've seen the team's best player bat second or first. So this is not going to change. I mean, would you want to see Shohei Ohtani get 50 or 60 less plate appearances on the season? I'm guessing the answer is no. So just knowing that they're going to stick with that. So instead of saying, let's move Shohei back, let's get other people, other players to start producing more so you can take full advantage of what he does. So instead of moving Shohei, I think you move other people around. Would Max Muncy towards the bottom of the lineup with a better on-base percentage? He had a couple walks yesterday. Still hasn't hit a home run on the season. Moving him down. Bringing Hassan Kim up. Tommy Edman moving down the lineup. I mean, there are other things you can do that can put this team in better positions to go out there and score runs. I do think right now it's still extremely early to the point where you're saying, okay, we're not going to panic. We're not going to do insane things to try to make drastic moves. But I will say that we are firmly in the early evaluation stage. The Dodgers 12-6, 2.5 games back of the Padres. They're a game back of the Giants. So in third place, it's very early. Don't look at the standings yet. It's not as important at the moment. But the Dodgers offense, they haven't been elite. I mean, if you just look at overall, they've been a top 10 offense. They have the 9th most runs scored in Major League Baseball so far this season. That definitely is good, but it's not great. Right now, the Dodgers 79 runs on the year. As far as overall team OPS, they're sitting at 741. That's also 9th. You look at weighted runs created plus and weighted on base average, the WOBA. I mean, those are all pretty top 10. But when you look at just getting on base, and batting average and things like that, that's when they're either middle of the pack or below league average. Right now, if you look at the on base for this offense, the Dodgers currently 13th, a 310 on base. Batting average, 230. That is good for 17th in the sport. You look at the walk rates and the batting average. I mean, the on base. I mean, the walk rates, they're 14th. So, yeah, this is not an offense that looks like it's the best in the league offense. They've been really carried by their starting pitching and bullpen so far in the season with timely home runs and miraculous comebacks at times. So that something needs to be evened out. You definitely need just a better approach up and down this slab. You want to see more team at bats where you're not getting yourself into deep holes. I do think, though, that it could be a personnel thing at the bottom of the lineup if this persists for the rest of the month and even into next month. So we'll just continue to monitor. It is the Rockies, man. This is like playing Madden on rookie mode, man. You got to beat a 4A team, right? You got to beat up on this team. But the main positive yesterday was Dustin May. I mean, Dustin May was just absolutely incredible once again. He went out there, was dominant. You had an early error from Max Muncy that hurt, definitely. I mean, led to a run there, but I mean, he was grooving. I mean, he retired 15 of the first 17 batters he faced, ended up striking out 7. 5 of those 7 strikeouts coming via that sweeper. And you're seeing the attack plan, the confidence grow because of how good that stuff is. And the difference between this version of Dustin May and the one we saw from a couple years ago is the one from a couple years ago, it was grip it and rip it. It was go out there and just rear back every pitch and try to hit your highest velocity. That's not this version of Dustin May. He's going and reaching up there when he needs it, but he's really locating in spots. And I asked Dustin May about that sweeper, that he's thrown more than he ever has. It's his second most used offering, and it's been extremely effective. 5 of his 7 strikeouts yesterday coming via that sweeper. Here was Dustin May after the game talking about that pitch and how big it's been for him and just the effectiveness of that breaking ball.
Get ahead early and not fall behind.
Is that as good as you felt about your breaking ball just since coming back and as you've kind of been ramping back towards this point?
I mean, I would say that my breaking ball feel has been pretty much about even every start. It's more so just been like sinker command was really good tonight.
Dave and the guys here seemed a little down the way things have gone the last week or so. How much of a lift was tonight's win?
I mean, every win is big. I mean, yeah, we haven't been playing our best, but that's baseball. You go through the ebbs and flows. So definitely gonna use this one and push in tomorrow.
How special is
So that was Dustin May after his start. He definitely pitched so well, and I think for him, it's not really being talked about, but he's competing out there. I think that not just for his team, but for a spot in this rotation to cement himself that, hey, even when everyone's healthy, I'm still going to be that guy. So, look, this Dodgers team haven't played their best baseball. I still think that it's a good thing right now because you're just getting into the ebbs and flows of a big league 162-game season. I don't think that there's a reason to panic, but I do think that if you're kind of looking for some confirmation bias early on, like, oh, I knew that guy wasn't going to hit. He's not hitting. See, you kind of been given some ammo, but let's settle down. Let's see what this team can do with a fully healthy big 3 in Freddie and Mookie and Shohei Ohtani and see what that looks like in the course of 20, 30 games and see if guys can get hot down the lineup and guys that had played better throughout their career like Max Muncy and Kike Hernandez, hitters like that, before we completely rush to making a move. But once it's time, we're going to make that move and we're going to definitely make it very clear, but they're still winning ball games. But coming up next, we're going to answer your questions. We're going to read the comments, hear what you guys have to say. And then we got our big injury update. It's Tuesday, so we got a big injury update. And then later, 7th inning stretch. And then we got 42 facts about Jackie Roosevelt Robinson on this Jackie Robinson Day. It's going to be a beautiful day at Dodgers Stadium. Head over there in just an hour, and you're going to have the players in remembrance of Jackie Robinson. They're going to be all out. It's going to be great in all their 42 uniforms. It's going to be incredible. But that's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live. What up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here to remind you that if you have not yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Dugout Live podcast. You can find it wherever you get your podcast. So if you want to listen to the show in audio form, when you're driving to Dodger Stadium, when you're driving from Dodger Stadium, when you're commuting to work, wherever it is, you definitely want to lock into the podcast. We're going to start featuring some podcast exclusives, interviews. So definitely, even if you do watch the show daily on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Dugout Live podcast, wherever your podcast. So be sure to do that. It really supports the channel. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. Welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and show on YouTube. We got a super chat. Francisco Diaz 1999 had a Padres fan come up to my desk at work today, ask me why will their uniform have a blue 42 on their jersey because it ruined their Minecraft movie theme night. Thought he was joking, but nope, the disrespect is real. Wow, that's just strange. That's just strange. And there was a earthquake down centered in San Diego. Kind of a jolt there. Definitely don't have to worry about the Padres World Series trophies breaking. We know that definitely wasn't a thing. So for sure. We got Francisco Diaz 499. I don't know why I was so surprised they disrespected Kershaw 23 and that fan base has no baseball knowledge, but to blatantly disrespect Jackie is beyond. I mean, I don't think that's the majority of Padres fans. I think that guy was just a tone deaf idiot straight up, but that doesn't know his history. I mean, every fan base has their bad apples. Marty Mart, we says Muncie is a. Oh, by the way, we get some shout outs too. Met some really cool fans of the show yesterday. You guys have been coming up to me all season. It's been really cool to interact with you guys. Saw Ricardo and Daniel yesterday, so shout out to you guys, big fans of the show. Got a chance to catch up with you guys at Dodger Stadium. I'll be there today, so look out for me, guys, and you get your shout out. Muncie is a chemistry player. Otherwise, him and CT3 are anchors to the Dodgers ship sinking offensively. Yeah, I mean, I think Muncie is just going through a rough stretch early on. We're going to have to do a deep dive into his numbers tomorrow, but he has yet to hit that home run. Yesterday, he did have some good at-bats. I think he's seeing the ball better, took a couple walks. We have A.M. Sanchez says, like that PG interview with Roberts D-Mac. A.M. Sanchez, what's up? We got Paul Gutierrez. Conforto kept killing the Dodgers momentum. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can have double plays, and that definitely was something that kind of halted the potential of that Dodgers lineup yesterday. But let's get into this week's injury update. Got a lot of big updates. And we're going to start with Blake Snell. So Blake Snell, he was placed on the IL with shoulder inflammation. They did imaging back in Washington. He picked up a ball for the first time yesterday, and Dave Roberts said the throw looked good. His arm action was clean. He said he felt better than expected. He was asked if Blake Snell was going to need a minor league rehab start or multiple minor league rehab starts before he returned to the rotation. And Dave said, I think that's contingent on how long he's down for. The longer he's down, the more possibility. If it's on the shorter side, then probably not. So I find that pretty interesting because Blake Snell, when he was placed on the IL, they kind of made it seem like it was going to be a shorter term stint, that it wasn't going to be bad or anything. It was a move that was retroactive to April 3rd. They said there was no structural damage. They said that the treatment was going to include an injection of some sort, but the team was hopeful that Snellzilla would just be gone for a couple of weeks. I mean, the 15-day injured list is something that was hopefully going to be a short stint. So I think for Snell, this seems like they're going to make sure he's at 100% before they bring him back, because big investment for them. You've got guys you have some depth you can kind of play around with, but it does feel like there is not a guarantee that he's going to be back on that short stint on the 15-day IL. So yeah, not so encouraged by this news. Not too encouraged. I definitely want to hear a little more like, okay, yeah, he said he's feeling better than expected, but if you can rule out a minor league start, that definitely says he's in a better spot. The next big update comes from Clayton Kershaw. So Clayton Kershaw is going to be beginning his extended rehab assignment down with the OKC Comets. Kershaw's on the 60-day IL. He's coming back from that left big toe surgery that he underwent back in November. He said the arm's feeling great. It's just getting that toe back to where he needs it to be as far as pushing off, as far as giving him those extra ticks of velocity. The earliest they can activate Kersh is May 17th. So that's a pretty big window. Today's April 15th all the way to May 17th. So you're using that full amount of allotted time there. So I expect at least 5 rehab starts with extended rest in between. So they're clearly not rushing things with Kersh. He said in DC that he pitched 2 simulated games at Camelback Ranch. He pitched a couple simulated innings at Camelback Ranch last week, and he was going to do that again this Thursday. So that would put him at 5 days rest for Wednesday. So that's going to be in Oklahoma City. And then Kersh said, I'm kind of just going to keep that schedule. It's kind of a weird needle to thread because physically my arm is ready to go. I'm ready, but my toe isn't all the way there yet. Whenever my toe finally is strong enough to be out there, I want to be ready. It's obviously a unique injury for pitching, unique injury for baseball. So there's not a whole lot of precedent to it. We're just kind of whenever my toe is ready to go, I'll be ready to go. So that's clear to me. They're not rushing Kersh back. They want to make sure that even though it's the toe that he's coming back for, that they also are cognizant of, hey, we don't want to throw him in 15, 20 starts this season because we want to put him in the best position to have his arm hold up as well. But starting tonight and starting on Wednesday in OKC, so excited to see him just back pitching. And then there's Tony Gonsolin. So Tony Gonsolin, he is going to be pitching in a minor league rehab start for the AAA affiliate on Tuesday. And it's going to be the series opener. His last rehab start, he went 3 1/3 innings. It was a really, really nice outing. The swing and miss on that splitter was excellent. We had Alex Friedman, the OKC Comets broadcaster, on. He said that he was lights out, that the command was there, the feel was there. Dave said yesterday, Tony had a good outing the other day. He'll pitch on Tuesday and potentially try to touch the 5th inning. Once we get through this one, I think he's certainly in the conversation and could be called upon. So I got the spider senses going last week that maybe Gonsolin was going to be available for Wednesday. Now it appears that that's going to be Bobby Miller, but it's going to be Tony Gonsolin after that as the next guy they're going to use in one of those starts where you have to maintain the 5 days rest for Roki and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They're on the 6-man rotation schedule. So Gonsolin coming up, it's coming very soon. Let's hope tonight goes as planned and get up to 5 innings, continue to have the velocity, which has been around 93 on the fastball, but it's been the feel and the command of that split change and generating that swing and miss that is very, very encouraging. And there's Evan Phillips. So Evan Phillips, he's the closest to returning among the relievers that are on the IL. He's pitched 3 games for Oklahoma City, and then he pitched a 4th for in Round Rock, and it was a scoreless inning, 2 strikeouts. So he has continued to kind of go through the process of, hey, every outing is not going to be great, every appearance isn't going to be great, but the last one was very positive. 2 strikeouts in a scoreless inning against in Round Rock. So I mean, I think for Evan Phillips, you're probably going to see 1 more in AAA, and then he's going to be activated. And then once he's activated, I think you're going to see this bullpen kind of shuffle around a little bit as far as the leverage spots. So they're looking to get Evan Phillips back and have him take down high leverage situations, get some possible saves. You've seen a heavy dose of Tanner Scott of late. Kirby Yates yesterday, only his 2nd pickoff for his career. Had some walks. Anthony Bonda, he gave up a home run. So this bullpen has been taxed just because the low innings count early on for the first couple weeks of the season. So getting a healthy Evan Phillips back is going to be absolutely massive. Honey Bun, Fireman Phillips. And Dave said he's got the back-to-back box to check. It's been good. I think that's the last one. Evan's close. He's getting there. So that's definitely positive. Michael Kopech, he is going to throw a bullpen session, another one this weekend. And that's going to be the first one for him that he did. So I mean, he's been on the IL with the right shoulder impingement. Dave Roberts said that he's still a ways away, but Michael Kopech is someone that he was one of my X factors, my top 5 X factors heading into the season because of how explosive his stuff is. But also he said the concerning thing that he was at 60% during certain points of the offseason. So that definitely is a concern, but throwing a bullpen session and ramping up and starting the process and seeing how he bounces back, that's the biggest thing. Then Edgardo Henriquez, I asked Dave Roberts about Edgardo Henriquez, and he told me there's really no update on Edgardo Henriquez as far as the plan. Since it's a lower body injury, he said that he's been thrown, the arm is fine, but no imminent plans for Edgardo Henriquez. He was in D.C. with the team when they were visiting the White House, so curious to see kind of what they do with him because he's got explosive stuff. He was in the postseason. He was on the team towards the end of the year. And then the big one is Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei Ohtani is still working his way back on the mound. He threw his 3rd bullpen session of the season this past Saturday before the Dodgers-Cubs Game 2, that 16-0 blowout. And Dave Roberts said, quote, that he came out of it well. I think it's just going to continue his build-up and build on that, and then we'll see where he goes from there. Shohei threw 30 pitches, continues to build up. He's gone from 20 to 26 to 30, and you're looking at the dates. He threw the 26 on March 29th, to the 30 on April 5th, and the approach to these sessions is going to vary. On Saturday, the focus was 4-seam fastballs, 2-seam fastballs, and working in that splitter. And the next move is to continue to expand on that. Dave said the velocity was good. I think that they want to keep him right around 90 miles an hour. He was right where they needed him to be. And then Shohei said, I wanted to prioritize the hitting aspect as we're getting into the season to get a little breather mentally and physically on the pitching side of things. So Shohei has made it very clear that he wants to make sure everything's good from the hitting side of things before you force the issue on the mound as a pitcher. So he said that everything is going according to plan, and he's actually pleased with how things have been going. So the next move for Shohei is to get the pitch counts to increase and then work that slider into the bullpen sessions. Now, when will that happen? Dave Roberts hasn't given us a timeline on that, but he did say that the next other step would be for Shohei to throw up and downs and have those bullpen sessions where you're getting those up and downs, and that is going to naturally progress into facing hitters. So Dave said, hey, there's still a long time to go. So that definitely says that you're probably looking at the very earliest, the All-Star break. So, hey, it's going to be great. It's going to be box office electric. I mean, we all can't wait to see Shohei Ohtani in the regular season. But let's not forget that having him in the postseason and having that, Shohei Ohtani, WBC, striking out Mike Trout moment is the most important thing. It's not playing for April. It's playing for October. And all of these moves for the way they've handled Shohei's rehab and the progression points to just that. But coming up next, we've got the 7th inning stretch. We're going to go crazy on the comments, guys. Drop all your comments down below on the 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
We got some super chats. Sneaky Panda, $2. I like Muncie, but I think it's time to part ways. Interesting. I think it's a little too early for that, but thanks for the $2 super chat. Dogwater, $2.49. Appreciate that. What prospects would you be okay to give up for Luis Robert Jr.? Well, first thing I want to say about Luis Robert Jr. is I know a lot of people have been saying that, we don't need him. Look at his stats in Chicago. Look at how bad he's been. I mean, how far do you have to look? Tommy Edman did not look like he looks now, even in St. Louis during his best years. Michael Kopech didn't look like this in Chicago. You're trying to tell me that if Andrew Friedman and Brandon Gomes and Alex Slater and this Dodgers brain trust is interested in Luis Robert Jr., that you think that it's not for a reason? No, it's because they know they can get the best out of him. I think it really kind of depends on what we see from Ha-Seong Kim. So I do want to preface that with this. I do want to sign up for the Ha-Seong Kim experience, see more from Luis Robert Jr. this year, and then make a decision on how high you want to go. Because I don't want to give up Dalton Rushing because I think he's special. Outside of that, though, if there was a glaring need and Luis Robert Jr. was flashing like an all-star and Ha-Seong Kim didn't look like he was going to contribute in year one and Andy Paz wasn't hitting and they weren't giving Alvin another shot, then I would consider giving away the top prospects outside of Dalton Rushing. But let's see if Ha-Seong Kim can be something. Because if Kim comes up and he hits, that means he's on base. And Shohei has someone to drive home. And they can drive in more runs with Kim and Shohei. And then you can use Tommy Edman in center. Use Tommy Edman at second. You can kind of move guys around. But if you trade Luis Robert Jr., you're essentially saying, hey, yes, you can use Kim in the Chris Taylor spot if you want to move off of him. But I think you have to go through the natural progressions. Because you don't want to get desperate. But I do think the way things are looking right now, no one's talking about this. Mookie looks decent at shortstop, and the offense is great. So that gives you the flexibility of saying if we're going to address one position, it is the center field spot. So some more chats. We got Milan15 is my pop's birthday today. He's a huge Angels fan, but is secretly obsessed with the boys in blue. Keep my friends close, keep my enemies closer. There we go. Hey, where the happiest place on earth is Disneyland. Well, if that's the case, where's the saddest place on earth? It's right down the street. Angel Stadium. Go tell him that.
Finish him.
Pablo Ramos, D-Max and Paz to AAA. Bring up Kim, Mookie back to right field and trade Muncy. Pablo Ramos has a plan and he's sticking to it. We've got Kurt Lipton. I'm a huge Dodgers fan in Houston, and I got free tickets to go to the Astros-Padres game on Friday. I find it impossible to root for the Astros, and the Padres are in first place. What do I do? It's baseball. Go and enjoy yourself. Get a beer. Get a 16-inch hot dog. By the way, I can't tell you how many people have said, Doug, where's the 16-inch glizzy walking around Dodger Stadium? I had a Dodger Stadium staffer that said, hey, how was that hot dog? I mean, geez, a lot of people saw that. And yeah, don't regret it for sure. But that thumbnail kind of, I mean, what is it? It's gonna be hard for me to beat the allegations. Kurt Lipton, D-Mac looks like he drinks a lot of pineapple juice. Show us that torta, D-Mac. That's a bruh. That's a bruh. What is happening? We got some more down below. Angels need to go back to Anaheim Angels. There's only one real LA team. That's from Brianna Rochelle. Either that or go back to the California Angels. I mean, I remember when they were the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It's like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of California, United States, of Earth, of Galaxy, of Universe. I mean, it was just so stupid. We've got D-Mac, Nando 390. D-Mac hasn't been the same since that 40-inch hot dog. That thumbnail is rated R for sure. That's from Toad. We've got the noise, like the old ones from Jadar. We got two Primo del Payo Grande. I'm donating my tax return to Julio. We got Pajes. We got Face Green smiling. We got Where's Rosario D-Mac. He's hitting really well down there, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. Golden State Angels. That's interesting. We've got David Raw. Those California logos are sick. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who's going to hate on those? I mean, honestly, the Angels uniform history, I don't hate it. I even like those late 90s, early 2000s, navy, light blue, red, Mo Vaughn, Tim Salmon. I mean, Darren Erstad. Remember those Angels jerseys? The pinstripes with the wings? Honestly, not even mad at those. Not even mad at those. Remember when Channel Park kicked Tim Wallach in those? I mean, good times at Dodger Stadium. Tim Belcher. Sorry. By the way, everyone always asks about that. When Channel Park kicked Tim Belcher and why that happened. The reason why he kind of did that was because he actually did not want to hit him in the face with his cleats. So that's kind of how that all went down. 4-seater 777 Shohei literally was close to hitting 3 homers yesterday. So close. Yeah, I mean, as we point out, he was very close. Last thing, bottom of the lineup needs to play for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. RJ of LA. Bring up Kim to play second and trade for Taylor. Do we got a comment of the show candidate? Let's try to look for those. We got to Alex Andrade. For those of you clowns that keep nagging about letting Muncy go, stop it, okay? Muncy is not going anywhere until that Japanese third baseman is available, so calm down and be patient. Talking about Murakami. Kangster, Ohtani with 5 home runs and only 6 RBIs is ridiculous. Keith Potter, moving down Tommy Tanks is the wrong move. Edmund needs to be up higher in the order. Keith Potter, Nick Shepard, move Muncy to second base and send Rojas to the coaching offices. BW, not even worried. Let's iron out the mistakes in rotation early for sure. Here's our comment of the show. Brown Rochelle, decoy. Oh, no, this is not comment of the show. I can't condone this. But even though Decoy is a great pitcher, I've never seen him play third. Okay, Big Joe Smash. D-Mac, we need a Pedro Serrano to do some voodoo in the clubhouse right now and spark a rally. Pedro Serrano bashing the ball. Great character. One of my favorite scenes is, what you telling me, Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Charlie, should we be worried the Dodgers are falling lower in the standings? I don't think so. I think it's still incredibly early. You're just 2.5 games back from that first place spot behind the Padres. So I still think it's too incredibly early to get concerned. And you got to give the Dodgers credit for stacking those wins early on. I don't see a lot of you guys, you want to move Freddie back and you want to move Shohei back and you want to change things up. Dave said yesterday when he was asked about the potential lineup change and moving Shohei off that leadoff spot, he said, no, he's not really considering it, given that Freddie is back and we'd be back in that same position of having the lefties go back to back. Also, I just feel like there's guys that are going to perform better than they have, and Shohei will ultimately get those opportunities. So he's putting faith in the guys that are in the lineup now. And then 2, you don't have the back-to-back lefties because that gives the opposing manager that advantage if there is a pitching change. So you're not going to do that in that situation. Okay, guys, but that's going to do it for the 7th inning stretch. Keep killing it. Let's do a couple more bonus ones. And then we're going to be playing our 42 facts about Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. Oh, by the way, definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers, and our heart goes out to Manny Mota, Dodgers legend Manny Mota. Definitely send him some awesome vibes down below. He, of course, is the legend of the Dodgers, a pinch hitter for so many years, third base coach, someone that has been a fixture at Dodger Stadium ever since he retired. I saw him yesterday walking around the press box. He suffered a stroke yesterday. The Dodgers tweet out, Dodger legend Manny Mota suffered a stroke. He's recovering where he is responsive to his commands and is resting comfortably. So, yeah, definitely go and do that. Send some love. Our friend Jose Mota, friend of the show. Yeah, he's incredible. He played for the Dodgers 1969 through 1980. Came back in 1982 for one at bat. Just a fan favorite. One of the best pinch hitters in clutch situations ever. Walter Alston once said that hey, if you needed a base hit, Manny Mota could be sleeping. You get him out of the bed, and he'd go to bat and get you a hit. That's how good Manny Mota was in those situations. He was an all-star in 73, and he played in 3 World Series with the Dodgers. So get well soon, the great Manny Mota. But here coming up, guys, 42 facts about Jackie Robinson, and then we'll be back after tonight's game, post-game show from Dodger Stadium. So be on the lookout for that. Join me on Dodgers Nation YouTube. We're doing a live post-game show. I think I'm going to go down to the field tonight, so be on the lookout for that. But here, further ado, guys, it's a beautiful day in baseball. Everyone wears 42, and it's to commemorate Jackie Robinson. As Dodgers fans, you should be even that much more proud to support, root, and be a fan of the franchise that did something. It was a part of something that transcended the game of baseball. That's how special this is. And yeah, let's get right into it. I cooked this up a couple years back, but here's the top 42 facts that you need to know about Jackie Roosevelt Robinson.
Jackie Robinson was born in Georgia but raised in Southern California. Jack Roosevelt Robinson, the grandson of a slave and the son of sharecroppers, was born in Cairo, Georgia in 1919. Shortly after his birth, his family moved and settled in Pasadena, California. Jackie Robinson got his middle name after Teddy Roosevelt. President Theodore Roosevelt, who passed away 25 days before Robinson was born, was the inspiration for his middle name. Jackie was the youngest of 5 children. He had 3 brothers named Edgar, Frank, and Matthew, and a sister named Willa Mae. Jackie Robinson wasn't the only athlete in the family. His brother Mac Robinson won a silver medal in the 1936 Olympic Games. Mac Robinson took home the silver in the 200 meters behind the legendary sprinter Jesse Owens during the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Germany. Jackie Robinson attended John Muir Technical High School in Pasadena, California, where he was a 4-sport star and played on a team with other future Hall of Famers Ted Williams and Bob Lemon. Robinson made the Pomona Annual Baseball Tournament All-Star team with fellow future MLB Hall of Famers Ted Williams of the Boston Red Sox and Bob Lemon of the Cleveland Indians. Jackie Robinson was a 4-sport star in college. First at Pasadena Junior College, where he played football, baseball, basketball, and competed in track and field. He made national headlines after leaping 25 feet and 6 1/3 inches in the long jump. Duke Snyder, who would later become Robinson's Brooklyn teammate, recalled once seeing Jackie leave a game during a junior college baseball game in the middle of an inning to go compete in the long jump while still in his baseball uniform, only to return to the baseball game as if nothing unusual had happened. Jackie would go on to attend UCLA, where he was a 4-sport star for the Bruins. On the gridiron, Robinson averaged 12.24 yards per carry as a wingback in 1939, leading the Bruins to their first unbeaten season in school history. He was also great on the hardwood, averaging 12.4 points per game, but he wasn't so great on the diamond. Baseball was his weakest sport at UCLA. Now, he did have a great debut where he went 4 for 4 and stole 4 bases, including home, but he would go on to hit just 97 in his first and only baseball season in Westwood, prompting many to regard it as his weakest sport. Jackie Robinson served in the Army during World War II. In 1942, Jackie Robinson was drafted into the Army. He was assigned to a segregated Army Cavalry unit in Fort Riley, Kansas. While at Fort Riley, Robinson became close friends with boxing legend Joe Louis when the heavyweight used his celebrity status to protest the delayed entry of black soldiers in an office candidate school. As a result, Robinson was commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1943. Jackie Robinson never saw combat during the war because he was arrested and court-martialed for refusing to move to the back of an unsegregated bus. Robinson was ultimately acquitted and then assigned to Camp Breckenridge in Kentucky. That's where he served as an Army athletics coach until he was given an honorable discharge in 1944. In 1945, Jackie Robinson joined the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro Leagues. He was paid $400 a month, about $5,100 in today's money, to play shortstop, where he hit .387 with 14 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 stolen bases in 67 games. Jackie's outstanding season would earn him a spot on the Negro League All-Star team in his first and only season playing for Kansas City. On April 10, 1947, Jackie Robinson signed his first major league contract with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers executive Branch Rickey handpicked Robinson because he felt he had the inner strength to deal with the hostility of being the first African-American player in Major League history. Robinson once asked Rickey, "Mr. Rickey, do you want a ball player who was afraid to fight back?" And Rickey famously responded with, "I want a ball player with guts enough not to fight back."
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No. No. I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
Jackie Robinson made his MLB debut at Brooklyn's Ebbets Field on April 15, 1947, and became the first African-American baseball player in Major League history. Jackie Robinson was 28 when he made his MLB debut. Now, not every member of the Brooklyn Dodgers welcomed Jackie Robinson with open arms. Dodgers outfielder Dixie Walker started a petition to have Jackie Robinson removed from the roster. Some of the Southern-born Dodgers actually signed it, but when manager Leo DeRocha heard about the petition, he chastised Walker in front of the team. After that moment, the petition lost all of its momentum, and Walker asked to be traded. Brooklyn eventually acquiesced to his demands and traded him to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dodgers star shortstop Pee Wee Reese made a statement by standing up for Robinson. After Jackie received an onslaught of racial slurs and death threats from a hostile crowd in Cincinnati, Dodgers star shortstop Pee Wee Reese had seen enough. Reese went over to Robinson, put his arm around his shoulder, and was heard loudly saying, "This is the guy, and we're going to win with him." Jackie won the first ever Rookie of the Year award. At the end of his first season in 1947, Robinson was named the winner of the inaugural Baseball Writers Association of America's Rookie of the Year award. Jackie hit .297, hit 12 home runs, 31 doubles, 5 triples, led the league with 29 stolen bases, and had 48 RBIs in 151 games. On August 29, 1948, Jackie hit for the backward cycle in the Dodgers' 12-7 win over the St. Louis Cardinals. Robinson homered in the first, tripled in the fourth, doubled in the sixth, and singled in the eighth to complete the extra rare reverse cycle. He was selected to 7 All-Star teams in his legendary 11-year career, 6 in Major League Baseball and 1 in the Negro Leagues. He received MVP votes in each of his first 7 seasons. He won the 1949 National League MVP and what is still considered to be one of the best seasons ever for a second baseman. Robinson hit .342 with 66 extra base hits and 37 stolen bases. And since then, no players put up a season where they've had a batting average above .340, had more than 65 extra base hits, and more than 35 stolen bases. In his 1949 MVP campaign, Robinson had a .432 on base percentage. That was good for second in the senior circuit. He had 203 hits. That was good for second, and he was 7th in walks with 86. Also, 38 of his 203 hits came with runners in scoring position, and he's the last second baseman to record 200-plus hits and 80-plus walks. He led the league twice in stolen bases, once in 1947 where he swiped 29 bases, and once in 1949 where he swiped 39. He finished his career with exactly 200 stolen bases. Jackie Robinson stole home an amazing 19 times during his illustrious career. Most famously, he stole home in Game 1 of the 1955 World Series versus the Yankees. With Brooklyn down by 2 runs in the 8th inning, Robinson broke for home and just got under the tag from the Hall of Fame catcher, Yogi Berra. Robinson finished his 11-year professional baseball career with a .313 batting average, a .410 on base percentage, a .477 slug percentage, and an .887 OPS. He had 141 home runs, he had 286 doubles, 55 triples, and 200 stolen bases. And to this day, despite playing in just 10 MLB seasons, Robinson ranks 5th all-time in total WAR for the Dodgers at 61.8 WAR, and his .722 WAR per 162 games is the best in team history. He played in 6 World Series with the Dodgers, winning his last one against the Yankees in 1955. Long before the movie 42 came out, Jackie Robinson played himself in The Jackie Robinson Story, a biopic about his life released in 1950. Robinson spent his off seasons doing speaking engagements in the South. These tours were so successful that Jackie actually made more money on the tours than he did with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Jackie Robinson was traded to the rival Giants at the end of his career. On December 13, 1956, the Brooklyn Dodgers traded Robinson to the New York Giants for pitcher Dick Littlefield and $30,000. But instead of continuing his baseball career with the Giants, Robinson decided to retire and take a job with Chock full o' nuts. Robinson sent a letter to Giants owner Horace Stoneman where he stated his intentions to leave baseball to work for the coffee maker. Robinson wrote, "After due consideration, I have decided to request to be placed on the voluntary retired list as I'm going to devote my full time to business opportunities that have been presented. I assure you that my retirement has nothing to do with my trade to your organization." As the vice president of personnel for Chock full o' nuts Coffee, he became the first African-American vice president of a major American corporation. In 1962, in his first year of eligibility, Jackie Robinson was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, becoming the first African-American in history to get the call from Cooperstown. Robinson was also the first African-American baseball television analyst. He broadcasted for ABC's MLB Game of the Week telecast in 1965 and would later work as a part-time commentator for the Montreal Expos in 1972. On June 4th, 1972, the Dodgers retired Jackie Robinson's number 42 on the same day as Sandy Koufax's number 32 and Roy Campanella's number 39. Robinson was a very powerful figure in the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was quoted as saying that Jackie was a legend and a symbol in his own time who challenged the dark skies of intolerance and frustration. President Ronald Reagan posthumously awarded Jackie Robinson with the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1984, and then in 2005, President George W. Bush posthumously awarded Robinson with the Congressional Gold Medal. In 1999, Jackie Robinson was voted to Major League Baseball's All-Century team, and then finally on April 15, 1997, MLB Commissioner Bud Selig declared that Robinson's number 42 would permanently be retired throughout all of Major League Baseball. Players who were wearing number 42 at the time were allowed to wear the number for one more season, and the New York Yankees closer Mariano Rivera was the last active player to wear number 42. To this day, it's still the first and only time a jersey number has been retired throughout an entire professional sports league. No one is allowed to wear his number 42 jersey ever except on April 15th each season to commemorate the day Robinson broke the color barrier back in 1947. To celebrate Jackie Robinson Day, every player in Major League Baseball wears number 42. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day: in 3 words or less, what has Jackie Robinson meant to the game of baseball? And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
So there we go. We got a happy Jackie Robinson Day to everyone out there. And then coming up next on the walk-off, Dodger Stadium is going to be used in the Olympics.
The walk-off.
So it just came out today that Dodger Stadium is going to be used for the Olympics. They're going to host Olympic baseball again in 2028. And the Dodgers will be host, and Dodger Stadium will be the official venue. It's going to be exciting. The official venue for the Baseball Olympics in 2028. The 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles are going to be exciting. And the organizing committee announced today on Tuesday that baseball and softball are returning to the Olympics after falling off the program for the 2024 Paris Games. You got baseball back. Baseball was an Olympic medal sport from 1992 to 2008 and 20, but Dodger Stadium is back. And it also played host to the Olympic baseball games during the 1984 LA Games when it was a demonstration sport. So the 2028 Olympic Games going to take place from July 14th to July 30th. It's going to be incredible. Dodger Stadium, the Olympics. Get excited. But that is going to do it, guys, for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the other subscriptions. The Discord is the place to be. Dropping all kinds of stuff in there. VIP Nation access, $6.99. You get behind the scenes stuff. Be sure to do that, guys. And hey, remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.